Alright, welcome back to another video. Sundays are usually, time permitting, the time I update you guys on me selling some puts and calls on the side for some extra income. I try to do that with a few grand and just see if I can consistently make money. However, nothing has happened in the last week since last week's video in terms of selling puts and calls because the market's been generally down and I've sold all the puts. I've been assigned those shares and now I'm waiting for those stocks to maybe go back up in value so I can start selling calls. And in the meantime, I thought I'd show you an interesting article I found on one of our favorite companies, TTCF. And before we get into it, if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. You never know what we're going to do on this channel, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. That was a goal of mine, so if you'd be so kind. And just to give you some backstory, if you don't already know, I used to own a couple shares of TTCF back in the day. I got suckered into buying it. I sold it off a while ago, thankfully, but I know a lot of other people have bought it similarly via a YouTuber that hyped it up, calling it the next Tesla stock. And it's unfortunate now because that same YouTuber is never probably going to talk about this stock again, unless it miraculously saves itself and goes up huge in value. And also, just to clarify, I do own a couple puts on TTCF, meaning I expect, or I'm betting, the value of TTCF is going to go down. So if it sounds like I'm biased in any way, I kind of am. So I went onto Yahoo Finance and I was trying to remember when the next earnings call was. I thought it was this month, and actually it was this month. However, it just got extended. Now it's April 6th. And there was an article on Yahoo Finance saying TTCF updates previously announced cost reduction and expansion initiatives, whatever. But here's the part that stuck with me. Files Form 12B-25 concerning the filing of its 2022 10K. And a 10K is basically an annual report that provides a comprehensive overview of the company's business and financial condition and includes audited financial statements. And what does this all mean? Well, let's read this together. TTCF, a leader in plant-based foods, that's kind of debatable, today provided updates on both its previously announced cost reduction initiatives and current business and operating activities. Here's the part we really care about. The company also announced that it has filed a Form 12B-25 with the U.S. SEC to report that it will not be able to file its annual report on Form 10K for the end of the year 2022 by its due date, and that it is not expected to do so within the 15-day extension period. Let's read that again. It will not be able to file its annual report for the year ended December 31st, 2022 by its due date, and it is not expected to do so within the 15-day extension period. So not only can it not file it, it can't even file it with the extension. So who knows when this earnings actually is going to happen, because they want to show you what happened throughout the year and what their financial standing is at the end of the year in this earnings call. And now we have no idea. And what's crazy is this may sound familiar, maybe not, but if we go to TTCF's actual website, they have this article from March 1st, 2022. Where on March 1st of 2022, they said it intends to file a Form 12B-25 with the SEC to extend the due date of its Form 10K. So not only did they do this year, but they also pulled the same thing off last year. And right now I also think there's a class action lawsuit somewhere I've seen where they've misled people with their financial statements. I don't know what's going on with that these days. But this is just another layer on top of a decent product, but a bad business. Because personally, I like the food. I thought the food was pretty good for what it was, but it just seems like all the news coming out about this company is bad. I have yet to see a positive thing. And yeah, you could say, oh, they were cutting costs. That's part of what this article is about. Well, they kind of have to because they really don't have any cash. So I just thought I'd loop you guys in that who knows when this earnings call is actually going to happen if they can't even file it within the extension. And I'm not sure what happened. Do they get penalized in some way? I'm not sure. Maybe you know. If you do, let me know. And I hope to see you in a future video. Thanks so much for watching and take care.